Hi, this is Ted McLaughlin speaking for KME Internet Marketing in Loudoun County, Virginia. I'm going to briefly describe one of our offerings to local businesses, particularly in the DC metro region. That's a good example of local marketing and social media. The offering is digital marketing amplification, essentially a social media assisted local press release. Only KME offers this in this area. The use case we'll look at is a local music studio called Music Cave Studios. This studio won a recent Loudoun Small Business Development Center contest for its business plan. This included a free, one-time, locally amplified online press release from KME worth about $200. The business is, however, now closed due to unforeseen circumstances. It's a valuable use case nonetheless regarding a startup's marketing efforts. So what's digital marketing amplification? It is, as you see, all the benefits listed. Very local, useful information provided directly to local audiences in a way that encourages interest and engagement while building the new brand. It really can only be provided, however, by those who truly understand and are involved in the local business community, online and off. Here's a high-level view of the particular process and digital channels we used in this case for the new music studio in eastern Loudoun County. It was near Reston and Sterling, Virginia. It starts with a blog or an article that we optimized for SEO and keywords and then used to seed additional content and information and interest across a very local network of websites and blogs and a variety of social media channels and other products. All this exposure leads back to the business, leads back to what people want to do with this information. In this case, it was to simply understand the new studio, to contact them for more information, and share the news with others. Basic brand building objectives for a new business. The blogs and channels illustrated here are all managed by KME. These represent, however, only a portion of our larger content network, and there's no other network like this in the area. We cover many areas of Northern Virginia, Southern and Suburban Maryland, and DC. To begin the process, we collected and reviewed information about the business, its location, competitors, demographic interests. Here are some of the areas, and here are some of the new or unique offerings and messaging and opportunities we thought would be interesting to talk about or include in our messages. Fast-growing population, the recent award, a variety of offerings, etc. This is the background information we need to collect. We then created, published, and amplified this local, social, optimized online press release under some of the context described here. This was the first active use for this studio of any localized keywords. This was the first organic press release. We seeded the community. The idea was to target the audience interested in these kind of services, but that may already be served or serviced by the competitors that were nearby. And we did this around the middle of August of this past year. So what were the results? Here's a picture of the Google search results listings, the first 30 or so results. And this initial indexing by Google within a day or two showed these kinds of results for a phrase such as, and there were many other phrases that we analyzed, but the initial phrase was Loudoun Music Recording Rehearsal Studio. You can see some of our blogs, some syndication into Twitter, some competition dropped down in the rankings. There were some syndicated news. A local mobile app picked this up, industry blog, paid listings, etc. A lot of information showed up in the Google results after just a day or two of indexing, and most of it within the first day. Following a key signal phrase, which allows us to essentially analyze apples to apples and keep track of the analytics, our key phrase being Sterling, Virginia Music Recording Rehearsal Studios, Here are some of the results, specific results for that key phrase. You can see that our client, this new startup, got onto page 1. The third-party news that we generated started showing up high in the listings. And the primary competition is still in place, although our objective is to displace it. Now, they have been around evidently for about 2 years already. After a few weeks, after 2 weeks, Music Cave Studios moved up, in fact, to the number 4 slot, and today is in the number 1 slot, even though the business has closed. This kind of buzz, however, all these fairly temporary results, doesn't last. It's important to build on this, to continue to put out great information, and continue to optimize your website to preserve and build the core rankings of the home website. The rankings continue to improve, and they will improve for a long time given the kind of SEO attention we paid to the press release. Here's another look at the Google page rankings. Analyzing the results across several major search engines, we found additional opportunities to expose the business using keywords others were using but weren't yet considered or known by the business. Rest and Recital Studio, for example, indicated a need for this offering, and this studio was not ranked in Google initially, and now they were ranked 24. That continues to improve. Here's a peek at some of the local Twitter results. The initial Twitter results happen in just the first couple days. 30,000 impressions or views of this information across many local Twitter accounts. Our inventory of Twitter accounts is very large in Northern Virginia and around the DC metro area. Facebook, we reached a similar number of impressions and reach using our channels and a small $60 focused promotion, a paid advertising. And what we got at that were some clicks, some shares, some comments, some very good exposure, and a build out of the community and the brand on Facebook. Our LinkedIn group and its syndication to email to over 500 people in association with other groups was also generated a lot of good exposure, particularly to other businesses and possible business partners, specifically in and around Loudoun. This is among other things, it's a very unique KME group. What else is unique about our content network are the number of sites, mobile apps, social media channels, and other syndicated channels that our information ends up distributed to and syndicated to. You can see our message in all these sites, and all these sites are indexed by Google. So, what were the results? This one-time, local, optimized social press release and amplification resulted in many impressions, notification to the general consumer public in the target area, and kicked off some very good search engine page ranking improvements. The rankings improved quickly with the boost, many thousands of impressions, very high number of clicks with a low bounce rate. That resulted in new visits to the site, some new bookings and sales, a very good return on investment, and the exposure and community reputation that was developed was exceedingly priceless. Here's a quick look at some of the tracks of the hits and the clicks from some of the social media accounts. So what was next? After this one-time, primarily organic broadcast, and what I mean by that is there are other broadcast methods that you pay for, like a paid press release. There's lots of other things to do. Digital marketing, advertising, and communications covers a lot of opportunities, and this use case touched on just a few, such as off-site organic SEO, basically inbound linking, social media optimization, a little bit of paid digital advertising. There's other things to do, like updating your website for on-site SEO, email marketing, multimedia, search engine marketing, and pay-per-click. A lot of things that can happen and ought to be coordinated and integrated for the greatest exposure. What's most important about all the work that needs to happen to promote a local business in Northern Virginia is to understand that there's always more to do and to prioritize according to your results your budget, your business strategy, and you and your team's ability to absorb this information, understand it, understand what's relevant and useful, plus the expertise of your digital marketing team. In conclusion, please contact us at KME Internet Marketing on our website, through social media, via the phone, and we can help you with all of your marketing and business challenges, particularly effective in the DC Metro, Northern Virginia, suburban, Southern Maryland areas. Thanks.